Whenever you're ready.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Mexican drug cartels. I choose this topic because I think it's important for all of us, because we're living in the United States and it's our neighbor country. And I'm Mexican, so I know about these things. Okay, well, first of all, the problem is not that the problem with the drug cartels, they're not fighting, because all the time you see in the news that there's a lot of people killed in Mexico and all that stuff. And you think that these drug cartels kill the civil people, but that's not true. What happened in Mexico is a fight between the drug cartels. That's what's happening. And that's all for the regional control, because they want to be powerful than the other drug cartels. They've been existing since several decades, but they gained power in the early 90s when the Colombian drug cartels finished with Pablo Escobar. I think all of you guys know him. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit of what the presidents of Mexico have done in this matter with the drug cartels. Since a president named Carlos Salinas de Gortari, he was the first one that experienced a problem with these drug cartels, right? He talked to the drug cartels and tell them, you can do whatever you want, just don't mess with my government, and don't cause me problems, but you can sell whatever you want, and you can bring to Mexico whatever you want. That's a very bad thing, because he let all these guys gain power. Then Ernesto Zedillo is the second one. He was since 1994 to 2000. He used all his energy to the economic crisis that Mexico was suffering, and so he didn't do anything about it, about the Mexican drug cartel, so they gained more power. Then this president named Vicente Fox, he was the worst president of Mexico, in my opinion. He didn't do anything, not economic, not political, not in the security matter. So the drug cartels were very, very powerful. Then we see this president Felipe Calderón, that he just finished his duty like 3 months ago, and he received a country. It was a mess, you know. All the economic crisis, we have the sickness, you know, the sickness that was like 4 years ago. So he received a mess country, and what he does, he use most of his energy to capture all the big drug lords, and he captured them. He also joined a lot of people from around the world. You know, Robert Gates, he's the ex-secretary of defense from the United States, the ex-president of Colombia also, Mexican people that know of this matter. He was very well advised, and he do the best job in the world. Then he created a federal police also, and he invested a lot of hundreds of millions of dollars to give more weapons and everything, cars, and you know, like tanks and planes and everything for the army, to prevent that the drug cartels have more power, like military power, than the government. Because I don't know how, but the drug cartels and the drug lords they import to Mexico like the best weapons in the world. Like they have like the best rifles and everything. Then this president named Enrique Peña Nieto. He just started. He's gonna have a really easy job, I think, because Mexico is growing and growing and growing, unstoppable right now, and he just need to smile at the camera and keep going with what Felipe Calderón does. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a little bit of how drug cartels start. This is very important. The first drug lord in Mexico was Ángel Gallardo, the Godfather. He found the Guadalajara cartel, and he was like the only one. He started smuggling opium and marijuana to the United States, and after he met Pablo Escobar in the early 90s also, he started smuggling cocaine to the United States, because Pablo Escobar was doing cocaine. He already have all the know-how to cocaine, so they became allies. Right now, the drug cartels of Mexico control the 90% of the drugs that it's sell in the United States. The other 10% would be little Colombian and other countries. Well, this person, the first drug lord of Mexico, he kept going and going with his drug cartel until his right hand was captured. So he decided to stop doing it, and he moved his family from out of Mexico, and he joined all the drug lords of Mexico that were working for him because he was the chief, and he divided the territories. So he said, like, you're coming, you have this way, you have this way, and I'm gonna tell you, well, the Tijuana route, that is very important one, it's like in the north of California. He gave it to the Arellano Felix brothers, and these were captured by Felipe Calderón, the last president. Then the Ciudad Juárez route, also very important, was to the Carrillo Fuentes family, and also captured by Felipe Calderón. And the last one is the Sinaloa cartel that was given to Joaquin Guzman, El Chapo Guzman. I think a lot of you have heard this name because he's very famous. He's actually in the Forbes list as one of the billionaires of the world. It's amazing because he's a drug lord, so you cannot know how much money he has, but Forbes put him like, all right? And he's still free, and the other important ones, they're already catched by Felipe Calderón. Then there is this aggregation named the Zetas. It's a very, very bad one. It's the worst one in Mexico because they just kill by killing, and they kidnap people, and it's like they are terrorists. That's the word. They're terrorists. And these guys were formed in 1991 by some elite military forces from the army, and they deserted the army because they wanted to form this aggregation, and they form it, and right now is the worst pain of the president, and it's like the worst thing Mexico can have right now. They're killing our good reputation. Well, the equipment they use, the cars they use, the drug lords and all these guys, they stole cars, they stole the SUVs normally, and they use them as their daily cars. And they try to steal the armored ones, bulletproof ones, because it's better. All right, and the weapons they use, the principal one is the AK-47 that you all know, because it's the easiest one to find. And you can buy it in Mexico, you can buy it in a market. Well, not in a normal market, not in a food market, or in a market. And the most important job you have in the drug cartel is like the most expensive your weapon is. So these guys, like the drug lord have his AK-47 full of gold and diamonds and like that. I actually make my presentation in PowerPoint, and I have pictures and everything, but it'll be the next time. And so my point in this is just to let you know that how the drug cartels start in Mexico, and where are we now. We only have these two agrupations, the Zetas, the ones that I told you, they're very, very bad, and the Chapo Guzman that he's still running, the billionaire one. And it's just you to think about when you see a bad news from Mexico in the news or in the newspaper or whatever, you know that what's happening, right? And that's all. Thank you. Thanks.